Hi everyone, welcome to this YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to talk about top 10 ways to save money in 2023. Please subscribe and type subscribed and presses the bell icon. Saving money can be tough these days. It seems everything is so expensive, which can make it challenging to get ahead. But saving money doesn't have to be an uphill battle. Saving money should also be a priority. As much as 40% of Americans have less than $300 in savings. Fortunately, saving $1,000 per month is possible without making significant changes. There's no need to be an extreme couponer or resort to cutting your own hair. 10. Use safer strategies. Fraud costs money and time. Use credit cards rather than debit cards and use two-factor authentication when you make online purchases to protect you from the cost and hassle of having to deal with internet fraud. Never have your phone or computer automatically save your passwords to bank accounts or credit card sites online, says Perry. The individual cost of traditional identity fraud had an average per victim loss of $1,551 in 2021, and Experian reveals that financial losses from fraud rose 77% from 2021 to 2022, equaling more than $6.1 billion. 9. Try cash stuffing. Create a cash budget and stick to it. MarketWatch Picks recently highlighted the TikTok trend known as cash stuffing, which is essentially a way to budget by only spending cash that you allot to different expenses. Most people who have cash budgets each month tend to stay within them. This doesn't mean a minimalist budget, but a realistic one that meets your needs. There is a psychological effect to seeing your bank account go down versus a credit card that goes up, which creates a bit more pain when you swipe your debit card or have cash leave your hand, says Sandra. And while you're at it, deals are pretty often fake. Stop listening to that language. Do your homework first. Just because it's cheap doesn't mean you need it. Don't buy something just because it's a great deal. I once heard getting an elephant for a dime is a great deal, unless you don't have a dime or don't need an elephant, says certified financial planner Steve Weiss at Buckingham Strategic Wealth. In other words, truly consider the cost of something. Something at a good price may not be such a good idea if it cuts too significantly into your budget, says Weiss. Amazon, for instance, changes prices on things a lot. You can check how good of a deal. Google Shopping also allows consumers to track prices when activating the price tracking switch on their shopping tab. 8. Get out of debt. This list might be about saving money, but you can't completely forget about your debt. That is especially true if you have significant high-interest debt like credit card balances. For example, suppose you have $5,000 in credit card balances with 19% APR. If you pay the card off in 12 months, you would incur $440 in interest. And that is assuming you pay the card off. If you aren't making your payments or just paying the minimum, you'll end up with even more interest. High-interest debt can crush your money-saving dreams, so be sure to take care of it sooner than later. 7. Switch insurance providers. Sure, it's annoying to negotiate everything from your car insurance to your homeowner's insurance, but it can save you hundreds of dollars every year. You can also inquire with your current insurer about discounts offered if you have a clean driving record. Are interested in bundling your auto, home, or renter's policies, have multiple cars, or have memberships in certain groups like teachers, military, alumni, and local organizations. While you're at it, consider this. Switch to paying premiums every 6 to 12 months to cut down the cost, but you do have to plan for the larger cost. Let's say your car insurance is $100 a month, but you could switch it pay yearly for a cost of $900. What you need to do is save $900 divided by 12, which equals $75 into an account to cover it yearly. One small step can lead to a few $100 back in cash flow, says Woodward. 6. Inflation is rampant. Don't buy a car or take that trip if you can help it. Inflation has spiked the cost of certain things, particularly cars, travel, and food. While you got to eat, you may not have to travel or buy that car. Overall, airfare rose 42.9% from September 2021 to September 2022, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics (BLS). Car and Driver reports that the average car price topped $47,000 in December of last year, up from $40,000 the spring before. If you're thinking about buying a newer car, compare the cost of that to keeping your current vehicle for another year or two. Compare the ownership costs of luxury, performance, and SUV models to more economical alternatives. Maybe you'd enjoy regularly adding more to your investments than driving a high-cost vehicle, says Nelson. And with airfare, hotels, dining, and gas all costing more than previous years, vacations are more expensive. Consider traveling with friends and other families and splitting the cost of errands or cabins, says certified financial planner Alexis Woodward at Plenwealth. 5. Reduce your transportation costs. While changing how you get around might be difficult, think about how you might be able to reduce your transportation costs. For most Americans, the biggest three expenses are housing, transportation, and food, usually in that order. The difficulty of making changes to these expenses also tends to go in that order, so this tip won't work for everyone. However, reducing your transportation cost can go a long way. Depending on your situation, perhaps you can work remotely, eliminating the need for two family cars. Take public transit if possible. Or if you live in a bikeable city, you can try biking to work, electric bikes or e-bikes. Make that easier than ever. When you buy a car, consider used if you find those options cheaper. 4. Switch to cheaper insurance. Shopping around for insurance can make a big difference. Every insurer is different and has their own unique way of setting rates. Insurance is very complex, which means your rate at one carrier could be quite different from your rate at another. Instead of renewing your insurance every time you are up for renewal, get a few quotes from other companies. Insurance comparison websites make it easy to compare, so it should only take a few minutes to find out if switching would save you money. 3. Improve your home's energy efficiency. Energy efficiency is a bigger deal than you might realize, especially if you live somewhere that gets very hot or very cold. Depending on your budget, you could opt for something that costs a lot upfront, such as solar panels or a heat pump. While these are expensive, they can save you money in the long run. However, you might prefer to save money more in the near term. If that is the case, you can opt for a much simpler option, like using caulk to seal air ducts. According to the EPA, this project takes 1 to 2 hours to complete, $3 to $30, and is easy to do. Best of all, it can save you 10% to 20% every year on energy costs. 2. Talk about money. Don't be secretive when it comes to your finances. Create a culture among your friends and family where you can be open about money, share advice, and make sure everyone has the support they need. This also extends to children. Talking about money in simple terms will help them understand your financial decisions and help them better manage their own finances as they get older. 1. Planning your finances for the year ahead. Get off to a good start by making a financial plan for the year. This can be as simple or as complicated as you like. The important thing is to account and plan for any changes to your income or outgoings throughout the year. For example, if you're expecting to take part in ongoing strike action, your income may take a hit. Try to reduce your unnecessary expenses in these months. If you're planning a wedding or intending to try for a baby, you may want to start saving in advance. Make a monthly plan of your income and outgoings for each month. You can also plan how much you'll save or invest every month. And don't forget to budget for fun activities too. Think about the future. Keep an eye on the next few years and beyond when making financial decisions. Intergenerational wealth planning isn't easy when you're juggling your current finances as well, but it can be done. Thanks for watching.